Good evening, one and all, and welcome to the live stream tonight. We are doing a recap of everything that has happened this week. Let's go ahead and get started. And this is where I say I'm okay with using AI to help with organization and accessibility things because I asked Google Gemini to do a summary of all of our transcripts that have been recorded, and even this stream will have recorded transcript as well. Of course, as always, you can follow me on YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, all at Ashbury Art. And also, I do have ashburyart.com, which, as you know, on Wednesday is a work in progress that I'm working on, but I am there and I will have my socials at the bottom. Let's go ahead and get started and start talking about Sunday's stream. So, Sunday, I don't think, was February 1st Sunday? February 1st was a Sunday. Okay. So, Sunday, February the 1st, our stream planning and research. So basically began with the structure of figuring out what's going to happen next. So scheduling is something that I worked on, accessibility research, a deep dive into accessibility statements and stuff from the World Wide Web Consortium. Learning goals are something that I discussed as well. So things like mastering website accessibility to provide better services to individuals that may need my services in the future. On Monday, we talked about introduction to website accessibility, explored the core introductory concepts of website accessibility itself, guidelines, and everything else, broad benefits of how making things more accessible can help someone that is permanently unable to do things the same way that they used to. They were born that way, or there's someone that is temporarily not able to do things in the same way that they used to. And also talking about the small business impact of accessibility barriers on things such as whether or not your place of work has, let's say, like a ramp or elevators. That's physical accessibility. Or can people tab around and use keyboard shortcuts? On Tuesday, we did Tech News Tuesday, where we basically did only Wix as a recap for all their updates because they had summarized everything into a nice little category. So, with their product updates, we talked about the new product catalog, HIPAA compliant websites, significant CMS or content management systems, item capacity to load up to 10 million items, studio improvements. So, reviewed about the basically updates that Wix Studio had made for designers to be able to make better web pages for their clients, as well as looked at some of the case studies for Wix and what was built on their website by other Wix designers. On February 4th, which was Wednesday, we did a work in progress accessibility audit. So I did the self assessment of developer tools. I found that the contrast, while some sections passed, others, especially text over images, did not. I had interactive elements that were too small. I had the tabbing test that I did live in scoring. For essential accessibility, I did a 2.47 out of 5 stars. Now, I will say another issue I ran into on Thursday was that I thought I was streaming on YouTube, but I was only streaming on TikTok. I don't know what happened in the background, but it said, no, 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 no. So I do have this transcript now of what all was covered, I hope. Yeah, I do. Great. I was about to say, and I'll go ahead and show you guys Otter as well. This is something that I use on my day-to-day life to take notes and then go back and see what was done. So I can ask Otter, please provide a summary of what happened on stream. And I will say, when I have clients and I am going to be onboarding, expect that I'll have Otter popping into the meetings, whether we're doing it on Google or Zoom, just because it's the transcriber that I've used the most and liked the most out of all the ones I've had in the past. I did try Firefly, but it just didn't sync with me as well as Otter did. Maybe it's because it's all blue. I don't know. And you can even see where on the side I've used it in the past for other stuff. So it says host me. Oh, it was Reddit stories. So how to ask the right questions to design a website, and it's aimed at small business owners, designers, and builders. And yeah, it was website discovery. So what you all mainly missed was there was a gentleman, well, there was a person, I shouldn't say a gentleman. There was a person who wanted to design a website for their small but business. That was about all that we really got from the person. We didn't know if it's a clothing store, if it's a catering business, if it's a construction business, if it's a lawn mowing service. We don't know. And basically, we went into the different options of, well, we read the comments of different things that they should be able to ask their mother or things that they could do to better onboard, because their struggle and main concern and problem was their mom knew what they wanted, but they're accustomed to having free control of what they want in creativity for the website. Thus, they were kind of struggling with that balance of, well, they actually know sort of what they want, and I don't have full range. So we went into talking about branding guidelines, goals of the website, the purpose. Some of the comments mentioned the overall design of the website, functions, what you actually need to run the website. I did talk about my experience as a soap making business, as well as different analytics and heat maps that you can put onto the website to make sure that it's also successful. Brand, voice, and tone was something that a user interactions 19913 had mentioned. And yeah, it was a lot of good information, and I will have that up in a live stream format, just not, I had to figure out how to do it, because the thing is, since it is in TikTok, it was only captured so small where it's like on a mobile phone. I'll figure it out though. It may just be a podcast episode. And that brings us to, with the Friday recap, I've been trying to think and going back and forth, because the thing is, my day job has gone up in demands for me while I'm there. So I may not be able to do these live streams daily like I have been for 30 minutes. Instead, I am thinking I might only go live Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And here's why. So, the way my current schedule is, for the rest of February at least, I have to be in office every Tuesday. So that means I'm a second shift person. I have to try to get home, get settled, get all together. And I still have another stream after this one that I'm doing that's more of my creative stream. So I just feel like it might be a better idea for my mental health to move all this stuff to a Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday situation, because I still want to do my work in progress Wednesday, work on my site on live stream. Thursday, I still want to do Reddit stories. And Saturday, I just want to be able to have that time to probably do tech news. I don't know exactly what will be moved in its place, but it's just after doing this for 2 weeks. And please note, the method that I'm using right now is kind of the agile methodology, where essentially you go through, you try to get things done in a 2 week sprint, you see what you like, and you feel it's successful. And the way that this live stream is set up for the recap Friday is for the reflection Friday. So what are the things that I like that I did the past 2 weeks, and what are the things that I didn't like? I like coming on stream. And oh, Saturday was going to be ADA stuff. So I can still talk about ADA, and it gives me a longer period to talk about things versus 30-minute streams. I feel like I've been cutting off some of the content that I want to share because I start to get in a roll at the 30-minute mark, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, it's 9:30. Peace out. See y'all. So it would potentially be pushed back to where it starts at 8:30 and it goes till 9:30, which would be a benefit because I'm going to be sitting when most people are also getting off of work their second shift at the same time. It'll just give me that peace of mind. Oh, hi, Tony the Tiger. At the same time, it'll give me a minute to breathe once I get home. Because I will say, most of the stuff that I'm finding, like the Reddit stories, I typically do that when I'm at the gym. As you can see, I already have episode 3, 4, and 5 queued up for the rest of this month. Meaning, that'll be streams for Thursday, the 12th, 19th, and the 26th. So we have 3 more of those set to go. The work in progress Wednesday, I just like it being on Wednesday because, I mean, it's got a ring to it. It's in the crafty community. So that would be the 11th, 18th, and 25th. And by the 25th, my website should be finished with the evaluation. So then we would go into March, where that first week, I can only really speak for 3 weeks out because I'll have to see on that Wednesday if I'll make it home in time to do an 8:30 stream because I have to drive from the office to my house, and my commute is not, it's not like a 2-hour trek. It's just, I don't think I'll get home quick enough even if I was to leave exactly at that time. So that stream may be delayed. And as much as I want to carry a 300-day streak on this channel, I can't be doing 365 days on 2 channels. It's just, it's a big ask. And I'm realizing that now. So I'm not going to force myself to do it. And as you can see with the Friday recaps, I really don't have very much to say on Fridays. It's just simply recapping and reflecting on what's happened in the past week. And I still want to do Saturdays where I may alternate ADA content with small business support. But first, I gotta get my work in progress Wednesday finished. So that means in 3 weeks, we'll be starting the web redesign on March the 4th. So we'll go through my design process. I decide this is the next move, that's the next move. Because a lot of this stuff happens on paper before it ever hits a website builder. I mean, I could sit here and I could be like, okay, let me go and say to, if I wanted to go on to, we'll say, we'll just do it here. Hey, Google. Well, I don't want to do it on live stream because the thing is, I feel like even with Gemini, it can be overused and abused and everything else. But basically, let's go to Pinterest. That might have a little bit less AI. I know that they still use AI, but I think my settings are correct to remove them. Y'all, we're about to go into a whole bunch of crochet stuff because I use this for my other channel. I feel like I that was the worst picture. It's still AI modified. How do I turn this crap off? Sorry. Just said that. Oh, that's just my other email for career stuff. That's fine. Settings. Because I did have this setting turned off on my thing. Well, y'all know my whole name. Not that it's hard to find. Branded content, privacy, security. There's a way to turn off AI in here. Refined recommendations. Okay, here we go. So, generative AI interest. It does say it's turned off for everything. So, I don't know why. I don't know why they're still showing up in my search. Any hoozle. It's still better than trying to straight out do the other stuff. But I could sit here and just look up freelance design websites. This is basically doing a competitive analysis. And you see all these guys build amazing websites, build this, build that. Look at this one. I'm not super duper going to critique it, just trying to pull up an example. Oh, this is the version that pulls up. Oh, Behance, where also you can find a whole bunch of other people building websites. Hello. Goodbye. So you have the responsive landing page where it's e-tech, courses, skills, everything else. And just looking at this site, and also they have their mobile responsive design on the right here. Just a general note, which I appreciate that. But yeah, I think it was potentially built on. Oh, I want to say this person might be a Webflow person. Desna Insta. She's got 479 followers. She's doing a great job. Graphic designer, Pakistan. She's been UI designer for 2 years. Postfolio. I like her designs. But basically, there's websites and platforms like this where you can go and find other people's stuff and what they've done and what they've designed. And you can see where she says hire for her, full-time jobs. There's a lot of designers out here in the market. She really likes purple. Or they really like purple. I need to quit saying she. I just was assuming. But yeah, I could sit here, I could compare myself or say, oh yeah, this is the latest, greatest design that I want. But that doesn't mean it's the one that's going to be right for the structure of my website. So I need to work on that and make decisions on my own accord. Try to get inspiration, but don't necessarily cookie cutter or copy paste, because that's when you get everyone saying, well, everything looks like it's artificial intelligence generated. Some of it is, but also most of it's not, because you're taking inspiration from other people. Oh, yeah. This is an example of what I mean by something that I would do, which is a wireframe. The hero introduction. Yeah. This is basically, I mean, like how this one explains it. So the anatomy of a strong homepage. Having the logo, simple navigation, hero section, call to action. You've noticed a lot of the websites that we've been on all basically look like this for a reason. It works. It gets people there. You don't want to confuse people and not have them understand your web page. This one is a little bit more creative because it's in a Z pattern. And what I mean is you have everything left to right, goes down, dips to the left again, dips to the right again, comes back where you read left to right, and then goes down. This is not everyone's favorite kind of website. This is how probably my first portfolio looked when I was designing it in Canva. Oh, they even have a 30-day design skills challenge. interesting. But yeah, just some concepts and ideas of what I'm thinking. It detected that live chat didn't appear on your screen in the past 2 minutes. Try mobile device. Okay. I'm confused. So yeah. And also something else that I'm trying to look for is communities that need a website builder or a builder in general for their brand presence and everything else, because I basically want to offer all this with strategy behind it. So there's some things that have to be done offline that can't be done on here. And for that, I'm going to have to take back some of those 30-minute streams. 30 minutes can make a difference. I mean, you've seen doing the accessibility assessment how much difference it makes. But, oh, well, let me get through this. Let me get through that. I've now blabbed for 22 minutes. Yeah, I have the gift for gab when I feel like it. I am pretty sure for the next 3 weeks, and I will post the schedule on my socials, I will go live. I could really add back in Monday. For the next 3 weeks, I can add back in Monday. Monday will keep as ADA website basics for small business and entrepreneurs. Tech News Tuesday is going to be moved to a different day. Work in Progress Wednesday will remain the same. Thursday, Reddit stories will remain the same because I have enough. Friday is going to be an off day. Sunday will also be an off day because of several reasons this upcoming week, at least. And then Saturday will be small business support, which most likely I will not actually have a small business to support at the moment. So we're going to go ahead and watch the Wix Studio SEO and GEO Tools 2026, which is going to list all their new features and releases. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it for tonight, for next week. Well, that's next week. And then the week after, I'll figure out how to fill the plate. But I want to thank you all for tuning into my streams. I know that it's probably been a little bit like, what is she doing? She's here every day. But I had to stream every day to figure out what I liked and what I needed to improve on. So we'll come back on Saturday again to watch the Wix Studio SEO and GEO conference. That'll be an hour, so we'll start actually that stream at, well, I think the whole video is an hour. Let me just check. It's an hour and 1 minute, plus there's probably going to be commercial breaks. So we'll plan to start that one at, I'm going to say 8:15 and go till 9:30. Because I want to stop, pause, make commentary as it goes. I don't just want to sit here and keep going and assuming and not talking about it. Let's also, too, while we're here, see, I know Webflow has a conference coming up soon. Let's see if Squarespace has a conference. Or I'll just see a webinar. Oh, this person has a full tutorial and guide for 2026. Squarespace seems to be a lot of courses. Do they actually have a Squarespace channel on YouTube? This is what I'm asking myself. I am. Maybe theirs is called a Squarespace conference, like some of the other stuff. Oh, there is a Squarespace main channel. There we go. Let's see their video. Of course, they have a whole bunch of commercials right now. Nope, nope, that makes sense. So Squarespace doesn't have anything. I want to see if there's any SEO 2026. Because I have done search engine optimization in my past for my website. I just want to see if there's any new strategies out there that people should / could be using that are from diverse voices. There we go. If you understand what I'm saying. Diversity is a cursor, is a tool, is something that should be used. And I also don't want to be lectured by the same people. Her one tutorial did not look like it was super duper long. And this is why I come to YouTube first, because I'm pretty sure a lot of these people are saying the same thing in different fonts. And they're probably teasing me to try to go and get me to buy a course. But normally you can piece together enough from this information, or you can also go to your local library and find the information. Not everything. There are people out there that get paid hundreds of dollars to do SEO, thousands of dollars. And actually, that is a Reddit story that I was reading that we'll come back to, where they were talking about the different price breakdowns of why something costs $5,000 for a service versus what other people are paying for it. So that's a good segue for this one. Okay, y'all. There's that. And we'll start at SEO Saturday. So we have at least 2 videos and 4 streams left in the month for Saturday. But of course, I want to thank you all again for joining tonight. You can always see me on YouTube, this current platform. I also have a TikTok page where I live stream as well. I am available on LinkedIn. Right now, it's looking a little bit barren. We'll work on getting that up to date with more information, and I'll be reposting some of the content that's been filmed here onto LinkedIn. I have a Facebook page as well as a Instagram where you can follow me all, and you can find me at Ashbury Art. Of course, have a good night.